Today's video, we're going to talk about ChatGPT and Google Ads, why it's a bad move for serious business owners who want to make the most money on Google Ads. Way more money, in fact, like 10 times more money. I'm going to explain why that is. Of course, my whole mantra that I talk about on this channel all the time is if it's too good to be true and it's too easy to go along with it, it kind of go hand in hand, then it's not going to be to the best of your benefit, the most benefit to you, or any benefit at all, should we say, when you're trying to run profitable ad campaigns for your business online. If it were easy, everybody would do it, and not everybody can win. There's, of course, if everybody advertises in your market, it grows the market, but still, somebody's going to get more customers than others. You can't all be using ChatGPT to get, and have everybody win. There's going to be a winner and a loser. And guess what? Your competitors have high-powered ad copywriters, and you're using ChatGPT to write your ads. You think you're going to make any money, or very little at that. And Google Ads and, just online advertising in general, if you're advertising other places, you basically, there's the winner takes all for the most part. And along with that, it's a unique thing in that you, unlike some other free marketing techniques, you actually have to make it work so well or you lose money. So why would you, when that scenario exists, would you put your fate in the hands of a computer script that's going to randomly give you something to run, and then you hope to be on the other side of the on the side of profitability with what you're running? Yes, you might only lose a little bit of money, but if you make money, you consider what you're losing by having your ads working and then not having that income. There's a lot more at stake. So I'm going to explain what your alternatives are, but with this, it's still mainly about ChatGPT, why it is that you don't want to use it. Now, there is some usefulness of ChatGPT, just like, basically if you're going to use ChatGPT to work out different problems that you have, really what it is, it's like an automated assistant that gives you ideas. That's where the real value in ChatGPT is, not here, ChatGPT, write my Google ads for me, and I'm just going to copy and paste into the ad account what I have here. Because then you're just going to get lackluster results guaranteed, okay? And of course, if they're not good enough and you're a competitive market, that means you're not going to make any money, you're going to lose money. But I'll go into details on these things. So ChatGPT is a great tool for doing basic data mining and research on mainstream ideas, concepts, topics, etc. So, because obviously a lot of people mistake what AI is. AI just simply takes information that you give it to train on, and then it just spits out what the most logical conclusion is on the data that it's taken in. So with that being the premise of how all AI works, including ChatGPT, we can all agree people who make money on Google Ads don't share that information. Trust me, I know. I run an ad agency. We ask clients all the time if they'll provide us a case study or even a review. And they say, hell no, because I don't want anybody knowing my stuff works because somebody's going to steal my strategy. Because again, there's only one person who can make the most money on Google Ads or whatever we're running, and they want to defend their position, and I understand that. So with that being the premise of anybody who actually knows anything about what works, with the exception being this channel, legitimately speaking, they're not sharing it, and the people who don't know anything are talking and they have big mouths. ChatGPT is going to collect all this and culminate all the information from all the big mouths that don't know anything to give you the recommendation of what you should do with your ad account. Naturally, there are other ad agency owners and stuff like that are talking online, and then that AI can pick up information that they've shared in the past. But I can tell you from firsthand experience, and I talk about it all the time on this channel, most of the information, like 99% of the information you're going to find about Google Ads or online advertising in general online is going to come from an ad agency owner who doesn't do ad strategy. They pay people to do the work, so they don't know anything. Or it's going to be a consultant that manages 1 or 2 campaigns. They don't have broad scale knowledge where they're looking over 50 or 100 accounts and seeing does something apply universally, or does it apply in specific use cases? Or it's just a paid content writer or ghostwriter who doesn't do anything. Or an employee from Google. So therefore, 99% of the information you find online is just BS. You're not getting it from somebody who's actively doing, not just clicking around in the ad account and getting paid, I can set up a campaign, but somebody who's doing ad strategy, getting paid solely and specifically for the strategy side of things, and understanding what strategies work and what don't work, because they're doing that as their full-time job and they're doing it over dozens and dozens of campaigns on an ongoing basis. That's the specific information that's being shared on this channel, coming from myself doing the ad strategy as my sole job on dozens of ad accounts. So therefore, anyway, going back to the topic at hand, you can't rely on what ChatGPT is providing you. That said, there is some use for it, though the general thing you should ask yourself about what you're doing in your Google Ads account is, if it were easy, is this easy? If so, what's stopping my competitors from doing it? If the answer is nothing, then you should know whatever you're going to gain by doing this thing here is going to provide you really, really crappy results, if not anything. Again, because it's a competition. I can tell you from firsthand experience, 80% of the money made on Google Ads is made by the 20% that are doing it better. And when I say better, that means better click-through rates on their ads, better conversion rates on the clicks they're getting, because Google wants to pour all the benefit on the people that are doing the best so that people want to click on ads. They want to click on ads on Google in the future. So if all it took was ChatGPT to make a multi-million-dollar Google ad campaign, then other people would do it. And the mere fact that everybody that you're competing against does it would make it an ineffective strategy, because there's a winner takes all here. But maybe in a tiny non-competitive market, you could set up ChatGPT to do most of the heavy lifting, most of the keyword research, most of the ad writing, that kind of thing. But even then, in that scenario that I just described, you're leaving money on the table doing it that way. So why would you want to settle for half or a third of the results that you could get when you just did it the right way, which is to research what your customers and prospect base wants to hear and get that in front of them, and really understanding who buys and who doesn't buy. So you can do very precise level keyword targeting and so forth. And another thing I mention on this channel all the time as well is to say, for some reason, people want to save their time and so-called money in what they're doing to run their ad campaigns, yet they could optimize other parts of their business on operations, shipping, receiving, all that stuff. But they refuse. They want to do it on the Google Ads side, whereas the most important last thing you should cut is on your advertising, because that's what brings in the money. And furthermore, if you focused more of your time on the advertising to put more work in on it, it would make you more money. Whereas if you do other stuff, it's not going to get the same amount of revenue per unit time put in. Very rarely. The juice in your advertising and putting more work on it, there really isn't any other activity that can get you as much return with as little time there. And people rarely put that into frame of reference for themselves very well. But anyway, with that said, if you're in a competitive market where there's lots of money in it, where you can set up an ad campaign and make $10 million a year, your ChatGPT, just forget about it. It's not going to be good enough. Just forget about it. Because again, who you're competing against, are they using ChatGPT? No? Okay, well then forget about it. Forget about it. Maybe as a small piece of just secondary information to help you do what you're doing as an ad manager who already knows how to manage ads, sure. As somebody who doesn't know how to manage ads, forget it. If you're the only ad at the top of Google, or the only one in your market that does what you do, then ChatGPT would give you something that you can make money with. But again, like I said, you'd be better off just hand doing everything and hiring an actual ad expert to help you, because you're going to make 3 times to 10 times as much money with just a little bit more work put in. So why would you just settle for that? But anyway, with that said, in terms of the things it can do versus what it can't do, I went ahead and created a little list here. Starting with the ads, okay? In terms of, because you could tell ChatGPT to write you an ad. The problem with ChatGPT is the really good ads that beat all your competition are going to come from understanding your market, why they buy, what they like to hear, what they respond to versus what they don't respond to, and in terms of individual concepts or even words. ChatGPT doesn't have any of that background knowledge about your market. I don't care if you're just doing everyday plumbing services. I still don't. It's not that sophisticated. So whereas ChatGPT might have something that sounds clever to somebody who, no offense, doesn't do ad writing for a living and just doesn't have that mass level of experience, but what ads work, pull versus don't pull. But you're going to get a really, really, really mediocre ad relying on ChatGPT to give you an ad to run. And if you're in any kind of competitive environment, it's just not going to get you the results you want. It's not going to beat the click-through rate and get the click at a higher rate than somebody who's handwritten that ad, even if that person handwriting the ad has average abilities. So just forget about it for ad writing. I mean, again, if you want to write, if you know about writing ads already and you just want to just see what they say would help you, you can do that. But I can tell you from my personal experience, because I've written thousands of ads. I've used ChatGPT to see if it could provide some some ideas. Really, is what it's about, inspiration. There's nothing there that helps me, at least. So you can take that for what it's worth. Keywords. Of course, ChatGPT actually is really good at finding keyword ideas. You could say, what keywords should I target on Google Ads for if I want to sell red shoes? And it'll come up with a pretty good list. That can greatly supplement what you're going to get through the Google Keyword Tool or SpyFu or SEMrush or whatever you're using. Okay? But what it isn't, or what you shouldn't be thinking is, this is the list I should use, and you're just using ChatGPT to make sure that you can be lazy. That's a dumb idea. Okay? So you use it as a legitimate keyword research tool, but it's just one point of data or one source of keyword data that you use. And then you use all the rest of your tools, namely Google Keyword Tool, Uber Suggest, SEMrush, SpyFu, right? You can use Auto Suggest from Google, Auto Suggest from YouTube. These are all good keyword research keyword research tools and data sources for helping you decide keywords. For me, and just as a quick side to this, the best keywords you can come up with at the end of the day is to use each one of those sources, right? But then what you do is, let's say you find the word dog food, and then you find the word best dog food, and then so let's say you have these two keywords here. You find out the word dog food and best dog food. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I set up test campaigns in Google Ads to see, because if a keyword doesn't have enough searches, they won't let you bid on the term. It'll say under the keyword status, search volume too low. But I'll set up a test campaign with all my final keywords that I think from all these sources that I can run and see if it's eligible to run and target it individually. Why? Because when you target keywords individually and come up with hundreds of different keywords, you can write laser targeted ads for each keyword, which will put you in position to beat all your competitors in terms of the click-through rate that you need to get to be Google's favorite. And if I find the word best dog food, I'll say, interesting, best, never thought of that. What happens if I go ahead then and take the information I've been given and put dog food that's best, or dog food best, and see if that keyword is eligible. So I know it's not a very good example here. Better example would be if I found the word dentist services and then dentist services nearby, just to see the fact that I see people are using nearby in this space, I will try to put and test the keyword nearby dentist services and see if that actually has enough searches to run. And if so, I'll add that to my list of keywords. So in other words, what I'm trying to explain to you here is you use all these data sources and then you mix and match your suffixes, your prefixes, and you come up with your own final list of keywords that way. So your data sources on chat, whether that being ChatGPT, Google Keyword Tool, all of it, it's just a your starting point. Then you're going to use your own permutations of all the words that you found to find your final list. And you can legitimately, there's keyword permutation generator. You can Google that. There's free ones out there where you can type in all your keywords, all your root keywords, and then your prefixes and suffixes, and it'll like literally mix and match every version of every combination of every word. And so then you put that into a test campaign like I was saying before, and then it'll tell you which ones are regularly searched enough to target individually in itself. That's the way that I'm going to use to do keyword research. So ChatGPT plays a part of what I'm doing for keyword research, but only a small part. Landing pages, technically, if you typed in like, how do I make a landing page for a plumbing service? They'll provide you in ChatGPT, as you will find, basic information about like add section for testimonials, add section for social proof. But these are all just universal, to be honest, information that you're going to find about how to make a good landing page online. So the information you're provided is okay, but the problem with this is it's providing you just enough information to give you false confidence. A person who really knows how to make a good landing page will be able to just blow any results that you're going to get out of the water, or somebody who doesn't have experience making landing pages. Why? Because there's a exact kind of science, if you will, or should I say it's an art, really, on how to make a really good performing landing page. So, and with that, it just comes through experience making lots of landing pages. So an average person on a plumbing service might get a 5% conversion rate. Well, if you get somebody who's made 500 different landing pages before for home services and so on and so forth, then you will many times end up with 25% conversion rate, just because the person has experience understanding what are the exact things that get somebody to respond after clicking on a Google ad, and they just understand it inside and out. And so a lot of people get hung up that are not marketing experts, and they say, what difference does it make? Oh, why should it cost $3,000 for a landing page? But when you factor, you're going to get 5 times as many leads by hiring the person that charges $3,000 for that landing page, which you shouldn't think it should cost that, because it's just a pretty picture at the end of the day. How hard could it be? Oh, there's 500 different web designers in my area. Somebody who knows how to make a good landing page that converts well, they can make money hand over fist. They do not need to take your $500 piddly nothing money to do your work for you, because they're printing money for people, literally speaking. They could get you 5 times as many leads for the same traffic. You made that back in a month. And now you're going to be able to use it for the next 10 years. So you've got a 10,000% return on your money, thank you. So don't just, where people fail and go wrong is they underestimate what good marketing people actually charge. And then secondly, they don't look at the big picture of what the value is over the long run. They say $3,000, oh, I'm only spending $1,000 a month on Google ads. Yeah, but you're going to be spending that over the next 10 years. What's the return of it? But they don't want to, a lot of times they just don't want to think that way because they think too short term. Anyway, so as it comes to making landing pages, there's nothing that's going to replace somebody who knows how to make a landing page because they specialize in it or they've made hundreds of them. They're going to be they're going to be what you may think is very expensive, but they're worth every penny at the end of the day. There's no value in a discounted, cheap landing page service, because you're just going to get somebody who doesn't know anything about making landing pages, and it sounds great. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. Results are going to be shit. So you can get a little basic information from ChatGPT about landing pages, but it's not going to help you much. Scripts, if you want to use Google Ads scripts, it could definitely make Google Ads scripts, such as if you want to say, alert me every time when there's an ad, or should I say, if an ad gets disapproved, have it run another ad or something like that. And ChatGPT will come up with a script, a Google Ads script for you. Most of you guys watching this, you don't want to bother with this, but I thought I would put it in the video anyway. The problem with this, though, also is it's just making you just smart enough and useful enough to be dangerous. If you could go ahead and do brain surgery and save $10,000 on a brain surgery and go to ChatGPT and find out instructions how to do it, would you do it? No. Hell no. Well, this is similar. Yeah, you say, well, what difference does it make if the script doesn't work? It's not that big of a risk. The reality is that small chance that script ends up screwing something else up on your Google Ads account, and then because you're a busy business owner, you don't notice that you've had ads that are shut off that weren't supposed to be shut off for 30 days, and your ad account, basically was making you $20,000 in revenue already. Now you just lost $20,000 because you were too cheap, for lack of better words, or without lack of a nicer way to put it, that you didn't want to go out and hire somebody to actually write you a Google Ads script for $500 to do what you wanted it to do. Now, where the ChatGPT does come in useful to make Google Ads scripts is somebody who already knows how to make Google Ads scripts, because they can have it do the heavy lifting. They can audit the code, correct it where they need to be, and it does save them some work. So the general, theme of everything I just talked about in this video is ChatGPT enhances somebody's ability that already knows their trade inside and out. That the person who knows how to write an ad, it might help them in their trade a little bit. The person who knows how to make a landing page, technically not really, but it could help them. But it's not going to replace the fact that you need a landing page designer to get you phenomenal results in terms of a conversion rate on their clicks. Keyword research, it's not going to be it's not going to spit out a keyword list for somebody who's never had experience understanding how to pick the right keywords and not have to waste tons of money to figure out what keywords work and what doesn't work. A good person with lots of experience will be able to narrow it down to keywords that pretty much work right away. That's the value there of what you get with them. And so you could try to save money with ChatGPT at the end of the day. You don't have to hire somebody. You're going to be paying way more money in wasted ad spend with what you think you're saving with the ChatGPT, and then therefore the lack of having to hire an actual expert to help you. So therefore it doesn't really make sense if that's what you're trying to do, at least with it, and not just use it to supplement what you're doing and you already have that knowledge. Google Ads used to be, I started doing Google Ads all the way back in 2005. It used to be an average business owner without marketing expertise could run their own Google Ads. It's got progressively harder and harder and harder over the years for an everyday average person to do it. In today's environment, forget it. There's too many pitfalls involved in the process, which a lot of people would say is deliberately done so that Google can make more money in advertising, because there's so many got-yas. You're bound to fall for one, and that's going to jack up your spend and make you buy a bunch of clicks that normally nobody would in your space would want to buy, and that jacks their stock price up as a result of that. So with that said, and you really don't know unless that's happening to you, unless you got the experience. So it's just so risky and so confusing and so hard. You got to hire a Google Ads expert anymore. Now, I get, personally, if I only had a $10 a day budget, I'm going to learn through my videos here on how to do it myself, because the stakes aren't very high. But if we're talking about real money, it doesn't make sense to do it yourself anymore. At least when you're overspending $100 a month plus, you get somebody at least to come in and like we were talking about with the AdWords scripting before, the Google Ads scripting before, they're going to come in and at least, or should I say, they're at least going to cross-check what you're doing to make sure you're not making any of these big mistakes. So anyway, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully that made a lot of sense. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment or question on this channel, usually within 24 hours. If you like the channel, I have a blog over at guaranteeppc.com/blog with step-by-step information on how to actually build campaigns that make money, coming from campaigns that we already actively use to guarantee clients results at our firm, at our advertising agency, Guarantee PPC. If you like the channel, you'll love the blog. And as it comes to the channel, this is, as I mentioned on this channel, the one place where you're getting information straight from the source, not secondhand information or speculation. If you want to really know how to make money with ads and make millions of dollars running ads for your business, this is the channel you do absolutely want to subscribe to, and you should subscribe to it now versus later if you're serious about making money. That said, if you are looking for somebody to just do everything that you need to get results to make those millions on your ads, this is what I do for clients that are a firm here at Guarantee PPC. We guarantee results for your campaigns and for the services that we provide, building your campaigns, managing your campaigns. And if we can't get you more profit on your ad or coming from your ads before we get paid, then we do not take a fee. We're the only agency out there that does anything like that, which should tell you about the quality of not only the services we provide, but the quality of information you're getting on this channel. The only catch is we don't work on just any campaign or just any client. But if you want to see if we can work together, you can reach out to me at guaranteeppc.com. I'd be happy to look over your stuff and see if there's some potential that we could work together and get you some estimates of how much results we could provide you, in addition to what you have or with a new campaign setup that you're contemplating running. That said, also, as a side, a lot of people don't want to work with an ad agency, and I understand that. That said, you want to do all the heavy lifting yourself, that's fine. We have ad templates that have already saved you most of the time and the work it would take to build up an effective sales funnel and campaigns for your business. If we worked in your niche market already, and we've worked in over 100 different niche markets in the past, you could take everything we develop for your niche market, ads, landing pages, campaigns, copy and paste all those results into your account and get the same results we have been getting for and in that market that we spent years building up. And we could tell you the results we're getting with it up front. So there's no situation where doing it all for yourself and doing everything we had to figure out and spending all the money we had to spend to figure out what works in your market, when you could just buy the winning version of it from us and get the results right away. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to me at guaranteeppc. I'll let you know if we worked in your market. But even if you're trying to start another business, which we've had several people do this now, you could take one of our templates and start up a new business around the template even that we created, whether you're trying to get it into e-commerce or if you want to start a business selling leads, because we can generate leads at really cheap cost because we have campaigns we've ran in that market for years already. You could start a whole different new business around the sales funnel templates that we have for a number of different markets. So anyway, there's an opportunity to do that as well with the templates we provide. But I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.